whatever your day-to-day routine looks like is really what we're there to help with. We're there to help stay independent. We want our clients to stay independent, but we are there, for the extra assistance piece that they may be looking for.
Hey guys, this is Matt Helton with OneTrust Home Loans, your reverse mortgage experts, and you found the Serving Senior podcast. This is the podcast where I highlight those businesses and professionals that help seniors not just get by, not just survive, but thrive in retirement. And today we have two more of those special people. We have Miss Kathy Root and Miss Kayleigh Rogers. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi Matt. Hi Kayleigh.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. And they work with Synergy HomeCare. Kathy is one of the owners, and Miss Kayleigh does the marketing, and she's client care coordinator, and she helps run the show over there. They have an awesome team, and they're going to share with you how they serve seniors at such a high level. Thank you guys for being here. So glad. We've been trying to do this for a while, so thanks for working us in your schedule.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise as well. Thank you for working with us as well on this to make it happen.
Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Well, if you guys could maybe do me a favor, a lot of people like to know some background and who you are and where you're from and how you got into this. So whoever would like to go first, maybe just give us a background, what you've done in the past, why you're so passionate about serving seniors. Would love to hear.
Why don't you go ahead, Kayleigh?
Okay, sure. I will go ahead. So my backstory started when I was about 18. I started with a medical facility in Virginia. That is where I'm from. But in that time of life, my stepmom's mother was going through a process where she had dementia, and they were looking for a, caregiver to help take care of her. So I did that for about 6 months to a year, which really helped me understand not only a lot about the behavior of dementia, but how it can change and also the family dynamic. So that's really where my journey began. And it's just kind of grown from there and taken off. And now I'm just really thankful to be part of Synergy HomeCare.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for the background. How about you, Kathy?
Yeah, so my background, I'm born and raised in the Philippines. I actually have a nursing background as well, work in the Philippines and then a license in California, used to be. And then I went to accounting world, which I focus more on healthcare companies and pharmaceutical and biotechs as well. But really, it kind of always brought me back in terms of care. My grandma raised me, and she is actually one of the main inspiration of why myself and my partner established Synergy Home Care in Tennessee. And since then, we really it's a challenging journey, but it's been so rewarding just waking up every day to help families that needs care.
Nice. Yeah, that's fantastic. Maybe if you guys could give a little background on what Synergy is and then what non-medical in-home care, kind of for the people that don't know, what is that and how does it work? How does it compare to like nursing?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I can start. So Synergy Home Care, it's as a franchise. We are you can see us all over the United States, about 42 plus locations, 42 states. And we focus on, as you Matt said, non-medical care. I think about it in three buckets: the personal care side, and homemaker, or we call it light housekeeping and meal preparation assistance, and the companion side, or respite care. We're in between, where family needs some assistance. Of course, we have like a levels of care as where their needs are. And oftentimes when the family needs some assistance with that, we can tailor to their needs. Oftentimes when the family gets to us or reach out to us, they're in the point wherein they need higher level of care, wherein they need assistance with showers, in incontinence care, and a little bit on the light housekeeping side. So that's where Synergy focuses on. with us here in Tennessee, it's my partner and I focuses on the Middle Tennessee area, but we also have locations in Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Memphis as well that can serve families who need care as well in there. Kayleigh, is there anything I'm missing there that you would like to reiterate for families out there looking to, to see options of care?
Sure. So I think one of the things that stands out, Synergy Home Care does work with pediatrics as well. So we work with children in need as well, with disabilities, pretty much any medical condition. I think you nailed it, Kathy, as far as what home care is. Home care really is any activity of daily living that you can think of. So if you go through your day-to-day routine of, getting up in the morning, showering, getting dressed, brushing your teeth, getting ready for your day, going to run errands and transportation, and meet with family or friends, take care of pets or your plants, or whatever your day-to-day routine looks like is really what we're there to help with. We're there to help stay independent. We want our clients to stay independent, but we are there, for the extra assistance piece that they may be looking for.
Okay, that's great. Well, Kayleigh, I know that your title's Client Care Coordinator. And based on the way our interactions have gone and how you take care of things so well, I'm sure the care goes really well because you take care of things and you get stuff done. So rest assured that they're getting great care, thanks to you and your team. I guess maybe if you could go in more depth, like what a Client Care Coordinator does, how you stay on top of things for clients, how do you make sure that clients get great care, and what's your role in that?
Sure. So I think one of the biggest things in general in this role is you have to be great with communication, not only with your clients, but also with your caregivers. The caregivers are the building blocks for us. They're the ones going into the homes and helping our clients every day. So just really staying on top of your tasks. I write things down all the time. So I'm very detail oriented in that way. But really, the transition is, at the beginning, when a client or a prospective client is interested in care, I will reach out to them on their behalf, schedule a free complimentary home assessment and evaluate the home, and then go from there. If they do, decide to join the Synergy Home Care team, then we will look for a qualified care professional to as well as we look for personality match. But we just want to make sure the level of care matches up to the experience level of the caregiver. And then from there, we do several follow-ups. We do a warm welcome to introduce the client during the first shift with the new caregiver. And then we follow up with the client after the first shift, and also, evaluations throughout the span of their care with us. We do a 90-day assessment to make sure, the care plan is up to date and their medical needs, and follow continuously with their care plan. So I hope that answered your question.
That does make sense. And then are you the one that does the in-home evaluation, or Kathy, you do those, or who does most of those?
Yeah, it's both of us. So all of our care coordinators, yes, there are the front line of doing the evaluation or assessment, but also myself and my partner also, whenever they need assistance with, or depending on the level of care, we kind of match out of our experiences as well to make sure we help that family who needs care, and in any additional resources that they may need as well, that based on our familiarity and experience with other families that we work with.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. Maybe could you guys, both of you or one of you, share just maybe some examples if someone's trying to think through, like, who could benefit from this, or what's the type of person that actually needs non-medical in-home care? Could you share like a couple examples of a client you met, things maybe weren't going that well? They had some challenges. You guys were able to put together a care plan, and then next thing you know, things were better for them.
Yes, Kayleigh, do you want me to start on that one?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, when someone reaches out to us, either most of the time is phone call or referral from the community, or a Google search and call us. It could be a varying situations, and I can kind of give it like a high level, and maybe I can get deeper into that, maybe Kayleigh can add into it. Oftentimes they're needing some post-surgery assistance or recovery on that. The families in the rehab, they're looking for care when they go home. And then the other one is the family that has memory care concerns that is becoming more, I guess, harder for family members to assist with. They're needing some assistance or break in exploring that, what options. We can also help that. And in general care, specifically not related to certain conditions wherein the family deciding to should we need assistance from outside, agency that can help, them fill the gap and also provide the respite care that they're needing with,
Okay,
on that.
that makes sense. Do you have a specific client example you could share?
Yeah. So actually, just recently, I went to it's Veterans Day a couple days ago, and we've actually met a family that their mom is in the independent living, and really in terrible, not terrible, but it has been declining, and the family has been the main caregivers for her, and been what I call it, they kind of take turns to provide care for her, and they're seeing that it's taking a toll on them. And what I like about this family also is that they are considering not an urgency, right? They're seeing that there is a need there to help take care of themselves while continue providing assistance with their loved ones. Okay. So this one, they're, we fill in the gaps that, okay, Monday to Friday, we can be there couple hours in a day. Typically the family asking us 4 hours or more, but we are also flexible. We don't have hours minimum. So we kind of tailor our care plan to the family who needs that care and match that care professional. This family, they're requesting for, can I have a female caregiver? And I said, yes, we can do that. And then, of course, they asked, do you have minimum hours of care? And I said, we don't have. We are actually one of the first in Tennessee, I guess, when we established on that. And it's good to have that flexibility to families, because sometimes they might not need that a lot of hours, but maybe fill in the gaps to where the family needs assistance with, and then later on increase those hours.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So you're going to help make sure that the patient's safe, but it sounds like a byproduct and maybe even more powerful, because they're already going, you can't fix what they're dealing with. But you can definitely make sure there's not a rift between husband and wife. There's not.
That's right.
They don't get wore out. One of them doesn't have a wreck on the way home because they're not sleeping. Their job goes down. So you can basically save them from injuring themselves, it sounds like, mentally.
Exactly. Exactly. And yes, absolutely. And to add on this one, it's more the saying, like, we want to make sure that she is waking up timely, she's getting the shower assistance she needs when we're not there, right? And then safely, right? Even if she can do a little bit, but if we're there, it gives the family peace of mind to that there's someone trained that can assist their loved ones.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Anything for you to add, Kayleigh?
Kathy did a great job, but I would say, I think going back to the question of who can use our services, honestly, I would say anybody. And, there are people out there who may be taking care of maybe a husband or a spouse or a wife, or, who's older and aging in place at home and maybe cannot do all the physical things that their loved one might need. So, coming into that, or if they have, dementia from experience, my stepmom's mom, she needed a routine and it needed to be consistent. And, my stepmom was still working at the time, so she could not give her that consistency. So that is something too, that's important to think about, when we're providing care for someone with Alzheimer's, dementia, as the loved one may not be available, maybe working, maybe have other obligations, or be what's part of called, the sandwich generation. They're still raising their own children, but they're also taking care of their elderly parents. So just the only thing I would really add to that I feel is important to know.
Yeah, sounds good. So it sounds like it's a great service for the actual patient, but it's also great for the family. It sounds like there's a big win-win there for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's great. Yep. Well, I love to, I know you guys do a great job, and I know there's some fantastic qualities that both of you guys have. I call them superpowers that you guys have that allow you to do that. But I would love, Kathy, for you to tell us what Kayleigh's superpowers are, and then vice versa.
I think her superpower, goodness, I think what shines her the most, I see, is the energy that she brings into the team and the family. The superpower of giving hope on that and positivity. I think that's something that shines the most on her every time that I hear families when I speak to them.
Wow, that's a very good quality. That's awesome. How about you, Kayleigh?
Thank you. I would say Kathy has multiple superpowers. One of the things, though, that I am constantly impressed with is her ability to remember every single client we've had in their situation. Like, even if they haven't had provided care for over a year, she can be like, oh, I remember this client. I remember their situation. I remember their loved ones' names and family. And like, she's very detail oriented, and she really does care about every single individual that we come in contact, whether we can help them or not. And so I would say that is one of her superpowers for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
I didn't know that, but yes.
That's so cool. That probably shows too that it's important to her, right? Because you don't miss things that aren't important. So it shows it's important to, but also shows that maybe she used to be an accountant, right? Pretty sharp mentally there. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, guys. If you guys could maybe work through talking about, if someone's watching this, who would be a good person to send this to? Meaning that we know if someone has a senior, needs some care, those type of things, but also where does a lot of your referrals come from? Meaning, if someone's watching this and they know someone that works at a facility or does this or does that, is there certain types of businesses that seem to be great contacts for you guys that we should look to share this with?
Yeah, Kayleigh, do you want us to go over that, or you want me to start? Either way. I think we're seeing is a family that, preparing for surgery on that, right? In the rehabs, wherein they're looking for care, even for our social workers, looking for options out there in the community. We are very flexible. We come to the rehab, work with the family, talk with them, complimentary service, just giving education what options and that fits with their budget and needs. And also, I want to add into our veterans family. Sometimes they don't know that they receive some benefits from the VAs that may be eligible. That we can also assist them on that too as well. I think in the community that would be a big help, just to share what options that are out there. Go ahead, Kayleigh.
I would say any family that is really just curious. I mean, our one of my major goals is in the marketing role is education. It's constantly, letting people know what the newest education is on long-term care insurance, on dementia, on, all of these things. So anyone that just is interested in what is home care, maybe I've heard it before, maybe I don't understand the difference between home care or home health. And then also referral partners. We work really with anybody, but home health, hospice, anyone really in the community looking for care. So
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's great. Well, could you guys share some resources that you guys share with families and share with clients? Maybe, you see a lot of people with dementia, you see people with these things where there's maybe a website or a tool that families can go look into and research to try to improve their situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here at Synergy, we have a really good family resource guide. If anybody can go into our website, synergyhomecare.com, under the family resources, we have tons of guide that we intentionally curated for families that needing some assistance with memory care. What do you call this sandwich generation, as Kayleigh kind of mentioned about? How do I begin? Where do I start with that care? It outlines there our veterans community, what are types of services available to them, and there's tons of stuff in our website that is very helpful, and we do share that with families as well. The other one I want to share with is Alzheimer's Tennessee has a very good resource. It's a free resource to families that living with family with dementia, Alzheimer's, having that free resource available. And the last one, and the one that I have worked with is Age Well as well. Those are good resources too that can see, they work with many community partners in Tennessee area that could help families of, okay, what is available to us.
Great.
So, yeah. Kayleigh?
I would say the same ones, honestly. You hit them all, I would say, but
Her and that good
honestly,
memory.
yeah, just go on our website.
Man, look at
Yes.
that. You've got them all memorized. Look at that.
Go on our website and look at some of the research and information that we offer. 50 Ways We Care. I hand that out quite often with marketing. It's a list of 50 things that you may not think of that you might need assistance with. That is part of the customizable care plan.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I hand that out and a brochure everywhere I go with my business card. So I'm always in the community. Feel free to reach out on our Facebook page, really anywhere, and we'll be there to help.
Okay.
Or give us a call, and we will definitely work with families just seeking for understanding of in-home care options out there or other services.
That's right.
Fantastic. Do you guys, it sounds like, because it's not strictly with insurance, right? Regular health insurance, but so it would be if someone has long-term care or the veteran, or the different ways that people are able to pay for the services, and how does that work?
Yes. So typically when people think about in-home care, it's private pay, right? Out of pocket. But yes, if they do have a long-term care insurance, we do help them with that. I work with them with their long-term care, all the paperwork, administration process. We assist them with that. It's part of our service. And any veterans that may potentially receive some benefits from the VA or some pensions of that may be able to fund in-home care assistance. And we do also have work with providers that or companies that provide backup care services as well in the community, in addition to their own out of pocket as well. So we work with family, we ask those questions, and really where we can help them, from the financing side, and refer them to appropriate resources that can help them as well.
Makes sense.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think, and I think people don't completely know all their options, right? Because a lot of people, they hear what you guys do and they'll say, "Oh man, I should have bought that long-term care policy so I can have Kathy and Kayleigh come over and help me," right? Well, since I don't have one of those, I can't call Kathy and Kayleigh because I don't have the money, I don't have the policy. But I always like to say, well, maybe they did buy a policy. Instead of a policy, we might call it a house, and instead of paying a premium, they may have paid their mortgage. Instead of the policy having cash value, it may be equity. And then that's where we come in, right? We can show them how they may be able to use a small portion effectively, ethically, small portion of their equity to pay for your guys' care. I like to say use the house to stay in the house. So maybe the house could actually help keep them safe because they could use the house to afford people like you guys. And then, just so you know the basics, they still own the house. They just owe a portion on it. And then whenever they sell the house, they would basically have the house would be paying the bills. And then when they sold the house, it would pay off the balance. They'd still make all the money. They'd still own the house. The kids would inherit the house. They could sell the house, pay the bill, but they could actually use their home to pay for your services with no monthly payment.
That's awesome what you do, right, Matt, on that kind of help to kind of bridge that gap or education understanding that, yeah, there are some options out there. And that's what, even if, the family don't know, just pick up a phone call, let us know. And we're happy to kind of educate and see what's out there. And with, One Trust Home Loans, that what you do is, it's very helpful to kind of say like, to kind of like give them a peace of mind that, yes, I can stay home, with receiving care. I don't need to go give up everything and move somewhere else, on that, So I think it's great that you're offering that too as well to families.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I think the challenge with anything is knowledge, right? And most people just don't have the knowledge. We have a lot of people that they say they don't have money. It's just all buried in their backyard, called equity. They just don't. So it's not they don't have it. It's just that they don't know how to use it and how to use it safely with people that are ethical, that'll give them good advice is really the challenge. Yeah.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. Yep.
Well, if you guys maybe could share while we wrap up here is how to get in touch with you, and also to the areas that you serve, where you could actually help somebody. And then also I think you mentioned other places where you could send out referrals as well.
Yep. So you can reach out to us at 615-933-6733. That's our main number. It's 24/7. You can call or text us, and we will reach out to you as soon as possible. Okay. And then, Kayleigh, would you like to share the counties that we serve?
Sure. Yeah, we serve serve all of Middle Tennessee, but we serve Bedford, Rutherford, Amari, Williamson, Davidson County. Am I missing any, Kathy?
Rutherford, yes. So Bedford, Rutherford, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then if someone just wanted some good advice, maybe they don't know anyone in Knoxville and different places, it sounds like you guys, your network of Synergy Home Care could connect them with the people in that area.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And really, and across the U.S., if family moving from one state to another, we're here to assist them and happy to refer them to other Synergy offices out there as well. And we'll show they take good care of them as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Fantastic. That's great. Well, I'm checking off my little list here. It looks like I asked you most of the stuff I wanted to ask, but now, is there anything that you guys would like to share that I didn't ask, or maybe a client story you'd want to share as we're wrapping up here?
I think one thing I would just want to share, I see that a lot when families, and I want to reiterate it, that don't wait last minute. Really, holidays are coming up. I think this is a good time. I'm getting emotional on this one, but it's a good time to really connect with your loved ones and see what their possible needs are. Don't wait. Even just a couple hours a day, or a couple times a week. It's better to start now than later on to prevent any possible higher level of care on that.
Very well said.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I would say the biggest piece of advice is don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions and, learn a little bit about as much as you can, especially if it's affecting your loved one. So, reach out to us. We have the resources. Part of my responsibility as the marketing liaison is to meet with pretty much every community member that I can and get to know what they do and what their services, what services they offer. So we would love to be a resource for you. And same as Kathy, don't wait until the last minute. I know it can be challenging sometimes, and there's all sorts of factors involved, but the sooner the better. That way you have something in place and you're not freaking out the last second when something may happen. So
that's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point. Sounds like we don't to summarize that, we never hear anyone say, man, I was just way too prepared for that.
Exactly.
I'm really upset I spent that much time learning about that and getting prepared. But we do hear people, I'm sure, that say, wow, I wish I would have known about you guys. I wish I've known about in-home care before. I wish I would have got my mom. I'm sure, how many times do people fall? The kids call you after mom and dad's falling. then,
Mhm.
you guys
Yeah.
are fighting with one arm behind your back where you guys couldn't have been
Mhm.
involved before and kept them from falling. And the quality
Yeah.
of work was just, light years different, I'm sure, in the two
Yeah, and falling is the number
Absolutely.
one risk of injury and hospitalizations in our,
Mhm.
senior geriatric community. So, mobility and making sure that the home is safe, making sure your loved one is safe, and if there are mobility concerns, having someone there to monitor and make sure that the fall doesn't happen. So,
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you guys both for what you do, and thank you for working me in your guys' schedule. Keep up the great work. I know you guys do great things out there in the community, and look forward to seeing you at the next event.
Yes. Thank you so much, Matt, for having us.
thank you, Matt. I appreciate your time today, and we'll see you around.
Yeah, thank you guys. And thank you for watching the Serving Senior podcast. We highlight these awesome people that serve seniors at a high level. So thank you again. Have a great day. We'll talk with you soon. Hey, this is Matt Helton with OneTrust Home Loans, home of Retirement Mortgage Solutions. And we really do appreciate you checking out the Serving Seniors podcast today. Now, please go to the description down in the body of the podcast where you can subscribe to get future shows. Please click that notification button so you get notified when other shows drop. And also, if you can go to servingseniourspodcast.com, and we'd love to hear a comment about our show. We have a heart to serve seniors, and we have a heart to make sure seniors don't just survive retirement, don't just get by in retirement. We want to show seniors how to thrive in retirement. So if you know of anyone that's 55 and older that could use some extra cash flow, maybe the retirement's not going the way that they like, our retirement mortgage solutions are designed for folks, and depending on the state, they're either 55 or 62 and older, to make sure that they have that kind of retirement that they want. As long as they own a home and they're in a good equity position, there could be some solutions that they may not have thought about, or maybe they've thought of and they just didn't know how they work. That's what we do. So anyone in that age group that could use some mortgage advice, my team and I would love to be able to help them. Thanks again, and look forward to seeing you on the next show. Have a great day.